Yeah, I really want you all to appreciate. I really want you all to appreciate that um not only quality management is a process, quality is a process, it's a journey. And then it is about customers, it's about requirement, understanding the requirement and meeting the minds of your clients. And it is also about your organization effort, your leadership from the top. It's about work people working. It's about the organization, the site people. They are willingly wanting to do it. And then your job in the middle management is about discipline. It's about willpower. It's about not giving up. It's about continuously improve and enough to tie in the top management with the side people to put down the effort and not give up, to encourage the workers to recognize who are the good ones and keep on pushing um, quality management forward. And in many circumstances, we actually give up, you see. I mean, like, many of us will actually give up. And many circumstances on site, people just give up. They just couldn't do it, you see. I mean, they want to do it. They have a good commitment from the top management. They have good budgets. But when the workers are not performing the way, they want it, and then the problems keep on occurring, like piling, for example, they keep on going off this offset. It keep on offsetting, and then you kind of like want them to rectify, and people are not listening to you. They will just drag it on after you give many warnings or after you give many requirements for rectification. People just don't do it, and then after a while, you kind of give up, and then you feel like it's really pointless. Just get the job done, and then otherwise we're just taking too much time dwelling on small problems. You feel like it's actually dwelling. Most of the time, we feel like it's dwelling on small problem, but actually, it's this small problem that will lead to very big problem, and this big problem will always approach it. I mean, will always emerge or surface in a version of quality. Small little offset, you ignore. 2 little offset, you ignore. 3 little offset, you ignore. Soon, before you know it, the offset will be so much and the whole foundation will be affected. And that is quality problem already. So again, the emphasis is as middle management, as engineers who are who understand the client's requirement and understanding your issues with your workers, you are tying these two together, and it takes discipline. That's why Japanese, they are the best people. They are really the best people when it comes to quality work, and quality effort, because out of so many um, races or nationality, Japanese are trained. They are actually that way. See, they are actually trained to be very disciplined. They're trained to be they follow the rules, they follow procedures. And I think what makes them really great is the willpower and the teamwork that they have with one another. And I think you ever say this, if one Japanese play a game with you, he may lose to you. But if a group of Japanese play against a group of people, a group of Japanese has a very, very good chance of winning the game. That is why that team effort and that way they interact with one another, and the way that they are learned, they are learned since very young, that the discipline and the willpower is very, very important. And I think that is something that is for us to learn. It's not like saying that we are pro-Japanese or whatever, but that is just an effort. In Malaysia, we have to understand that many times is that willpower. We lost the willpower. We just don't have it even in the first place. So this section here, I'm just talking about different quality management thinker, and this is how all the birth of all the different type of quality processes that different gurus are talking about. People like Ishikawa, people like Duran Deming, and how we put together to today's world of total quality management. And why is total quality management very important? You see, because total quality management is a very unique approach. It's people approach. It's measurement driven. It's customer focused. So it's a total quality management, which is what ISO is based on. It's about documentation. It's about people orientation. These sort of things are actually like ISO is more on documentation. You see, so they take this quality approach, TQM approach into properly documenting things. And I think that is not the only thing it is to this approach, you see. So TQM is about culture, the whole culture of the organization, the culture of the people, and that put together for us to go towards that goal of meeting the customer's requirement. And they also emphasize on measurement driven, which means data collection, that means documentation. So ISO is only part of TQM in terms of documentation. The rest, I think you can put together your own concept of quality management system. You can have your own quality management system. That system is actually, you can adopt the concept of TQM, meaning that you start off with customers focus. You start off with meeting the minds of the client, and then you look into the different activities and different works and different resources and conform that with the customer's focus and conform that with the customer requirement. Then design the activities, design the construction, design it, the product according, to the customer focus. And then you make sure that, you drive your people towards this particular quality goal. And then when it deviates, but how do you know deviate is measurement driven. So as much as possible, we do not want to have too much of subjectivity, meaning that beautiful or not beautiful, smooth or not smooth. So not much of qualitative measurement, but very, very specific measurement driven, like dimensions, like devices testing, experiments, and testings requirement, and also putting in things like rubrics. These are all going to be quite numbers driven in a way. So we prefer numbers driven quality management style. So TQM is like over the years whereby things change from inspection based, checking based to statistical process control, whereby you collect data and see what is the thing that pops out, that is wrong, and then those are using statistical method approach to look into quality, meaning that, if it happens for 95% of the product, then you expect 5 items will be missing or 5 items will be defect, in the next production line. So that is statistical approach driven. But we as engineers in civil, basically we are kind of stuck. We are actually kind of stuck in the era of inspection. We keep on doing inspection, and that is very bad. Okay. So what we're doing is from there, the approach is going towards management, a process management kind of mentality, for more wholesome mentality. And that's where TQM actually emerged, whereby we talk about an approach that is people-driven, that is measurement-driven, that's customer-focused, and we do continuous improvement in our operating systems and practice culture, practice an organization culture whereby everybody understand the needs to deliver the product, by thinking about quality, doing quality, and, they carry out the work, they're proud to work with it. All our workers and our people are proud to do it. So it focuses the attention on the processes of delivery besides the outcome. So again, it's both, not just outcome based. Outcome based is more on the inspection kind of basis. So then why is TQM important? TQM, because it recognizes the concept of quality. It creates awareness within the organization. It's people-based, it sets goals for improvement, tells you about proper training, it forces the culture, it forces on reporting, it shows recognition, it talks about people coming together to do it together, and then talking about customers' focus, customers' requirement. It's very important. It's a very important background, you see. And documentation, like I said, is part of TQM. Documentation alone is addressed by things like ISO, but you don't need ISO to know that. You need to do documentation to pick evidences and also to pick data so that you can study on what is the issues, what are the root causes behind failures, and then how to make sure that success is always more and more better. The level of quality is higher and higher each time, you see. So these are the concept of the purpose of T2M and why we need to do T2M.